want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. When
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Taylor J, and we are back with another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm very excited for it. So in this video, we are going to be giving advice to my younger self, relationship edition. So this is going to be very interesting. There's just a lot of lessons that I've learned in this that I feel like other people can learn. And hopefully some of this advice that I'm giving will resonate with you. And what doesn't resonate, leave it, okay? And my number one advice would be to my younger self is when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. We see that everywhere. Everyone overlooks it as though it's just like just another cliche. But if we listen to this advice, it would have saved us so many heartbreaks, so many failures, so many disappointments, so many mishaps and backtracks and backsliding and everything backwards, okay? I think that we got to start doing a better job of paying attention to someone's patterns versus what they say. Because one thing we know is that a manipulator don't care who they manipulate. So if a guy shows you that he has an anger issue or something like that, don't take that lightly. In the beginning of your relationship, if you experience someone who is inconsistent with communicating with you, that's a potential sign that they're going to be inconsistent, and not just in communication, but it may be in the way that they treat you. It may be in how loyal they are to you. It may show up in departments of how they consider you. You have to believe the person they show you, then don't fall for the person they say they are. And this kind of relates to the next advice, which is to don't fall for the facade, okay? As you may know, me and my children's father are not together, and we have been broken up for a while now, so you know it's kind of easier to maneuver now than it was in the beginning. And one thing that I used to be a sucker for is, like, we will break up, he would come back and he would act like a whole different person. Oh, he's reading books now, he working out, he's being nice and sweet and everything. And the moment that me and him decided to reconnect, he goes back to being the same person he was. This is not to throw dirt on his name, so Corshawn, if you watching this, you know we cool, you know what I'm saying? We cool. But I'm just using that as an example. If you've been convicted to leave someone alone and you decided that, you know what, I'm gonna leave them alone, leave them alone. Sometimes you just have to let it be and just let them miss your presence. Even if there's someone that you know is your person, or God reveals to you that this is the guy for you, or whatever the case may be, sometimes you have to show them that you're not playing. And that could mean removing all access to you so that they can see that you're not going to put up with that. Because a guy can cheat on you. You slash his tires, you bleach the man's clothes and set it on fire like you waiting to exhale, and then a week later you take him back. It's going to be a frequent thing that you experience, because now he knows, okay, she gonna let me do it. And he sees that this is something that he can get away with. When you finally say, you know what, I'm putting my foot down, I'm done, all of a sudden he going to church, he loved God, he been in his Bible, he just turning into a great man. He's telling you about these new books he read, and then the moment you let him back in, he goes right back to the same BS. You have to sever that, stand on business, make him wait a year. By that time, he would have gave up hope. So he would have either been moved on with somebody else, or he would be sick to his stomach because he know he missed out on the girl that he needs. So believe someone when they show you who they are the first time. And two, don't fall for this facade. If you decide to break up with someone because you know they're not good for you, or worse, they're putting your life at risk, leave them alone, and leave them alone for good, okay? Don't fall for the show, don't fall for the tears, don't fall for the fake actions. Just let it be, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we need to just fast from people. Like, fasting ain't just about not eating food, you know what I'm saying? Fasting can be in the retrospect of you eliminating your presence from someone else's environment. And when you take yourself away from them, this gives you the room to place God on this pedestal so that he can guide you to what it is that he wants you to do. He may have someone new for you, or God just may want you to be alone in a season of isolation so that he can build intimacy with you. Because a lot of things that we also do not do is consult God about everything, including the relationship. That's my next piece of advice. Always make sure that you have God at the center of your relationship. That's how you know that it's meant for you or not. We put men in our relationships on a pedestal and then expect God to bless it. God already told you he's a jealous God, and there is no one gonna come before him. We also understand that idols are not just golden figures that people pray to. Idols can be our phones, idols can be social media, idols can be drugs, idols can be relationships, items can be men, items can be sex. Anything that you're taking your focus off God on and placing it into something else, and that's a form of worship sometimes. When you can't give God a second of your time because you're chasing behind a man, you've now just made this man your idol. And God's not blessing anything that's not connected to him, not connected to his call, and not connected to his purpose. So keep God at the center of your relationship. Ask God what he thinks. I'm gonna tell you the biggest mistake I've made. I was in high school. Me and my kid's father had just started dating. We were on and off then. And one time, we had gotten to it really bad, and I just said, I'm not talking to you no more. I'm not messing with you no more. Like, we are done. Don't call my phone or none of this. That man didn't call me for like 2 weeks. By week 3, I'm thinking to myself, like, why he didn't call me? Why he didn't text me? Now, I didn't listen. I didn't stand on business. So me being a 17-year-old girl, like, gushing in love, thinking that it was love at the time, decided, like, okay, Lord, if he called me, that means that we're meant to be. If he don't call me, then we just not meant to be. That man didn't call me. I called that man and I cussed him slap out. Now, see, the Taylor that y'all see now is not the Taylor that he or other people experienced a while ago, okay? Like, this is Taylor had kids, Taylor calmed down, Taylor grew up, Taylor got, into her word, Taylor started developing into someone new, because the girl that he had at first was ruthless. I'm not playing. And he'll tell you, I was ruthless, okay? I cussed him slap out. I called him everything but a child of God. When I got done with cussing him out, you know what he said? You done? What time you want me to come pick you up from work tomorrow? And boom, just like that, he was back in and we were back together. And it's just like, I'm so grateful for my kids, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I needed them. God knew I needed them. Don't go and ask God for help and then get mad when he answered your question. He knew the heartbreak that I was going to endure with this boy. Quan even admitted he was not innocent, and neither was I, because I'm never going to sit there and feel like I was just the best thing ever. But did I try to be the best woman I could be? Absolutely. And did I commit my life to being the best woman for him that I could be, especially within the past 2 years? Absolutely. Now, in the first couple of years, did I? No, it was tit for tat. Like, I felt like I was dating like my homegirl at this, like, and not trying to feminize him or emasculate him in any kind of way. It's just like, we were like, it was just tit for tat about everything. Like, oh, you want to cheat? Cool, I'ma cheat. And it's just like, it was just so childish. I'll say that. I ain't gonna emasculate him and say it was like my homegirl, but we were really cool. It's just that we were children. So instead of just sitting down and saying, okay, you're doing something that is disrespectful to me, I'm going to remove myself, I would stay and just do it back to him, and then just causing way more trauma and mess into the relationship, which is so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. Just keep God in the middle of your relationship. My next piece of advice is going to be, if you have a father in your life, listen to that man. I went through so many different obstacles in my life because I was so hard-headed and I thought I had everything under control. And my father would give me so much good advice, and because of my ignorance, I would not listen, and I would disregard it because it's just like, oh, he's just talking. Having a father in your life is so crucial, especially for a female. The guidance that man can give you is endless. It's to the point now where my dad swore up and down he wasn't our little friend. My mom used to say the same thing. I'm not one of your little friends. And now we call each other every day, multiple times a day, sit up here giggling on the phone like, you're kind of one of my little friends, Dad. You need that wisdom in your life as a woman. You gotta utilize that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Me and my dad to the point where now we're like, we can talk about anything. Like, and when I say anything, I mean anything. I can talk to my dad about every single thing. And I know that I'm safe. I know that he has my best interest at heart. I also know that he's not going to beat around the bush, and I know he's not going to sugarcoat it. And that's what you need. You need someone to be able to tell you, girl, leave that man alone. You need someone to give you those pointers. You need a man in your life that can look at a man and see the red flags and tell you that ain't it. And I know that hurt our feelings, and I know that we be in our own way sometimes, or we didn't invested so much into a relationship or into this into a marriage or whatever the case may be, to the point where you don't want to let it go. But listen to your father. Like, you need a dad in your life, and you need to utilize the wisdom that he has by asking him questions and telling him. A lot of people give advice out of trauma. And we have people on social media spewing out stuff every day because it sounds good and for engagement, but it's not sound advice, which is why you need to revert back to my previous advice and keep God in your life and let him give you wisdom and point you in the right direction. Because in the Bible, it tells us, lean not on our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. Does it not? Okay. And if you said no, you need to get in that Bible, because it does say that. I might not know what the scripture is, but I know the word though. Yeah, it's just like people are telling us, like, keep your family out of your business. You should not keep your family in your business. To a certain extent, I do feel like that is applicable, but all the time, absolutely not. It's to the point where now it's like the younger generation are severing their ties with the millennials and the baby boomers and all these other generations that came before us, and they're the ones with the wisdom. Yes, the environment is different. Yeah, we have 5G now. Yes, we have AI now. Yes, we have touchscreen phones, and a lot of our interactions are social, but it does not change the fact that the things that they experience are the same things that we experience. You may get your heart broke over a phone, but it's still a heartbreak, and it still hurt. You still need emotional intelligence and advice and healing and all these different things in order to make it through that stuff. And these people have endured this stuff. Don't neglect wisdom when it's right there in your hand. I feel like as a generation, we need to be reconnecting with the generations that came before us and start asking them for advice. Y'all be so scared to have people in y'all business, and y'all be so scared to have people talk about y'all or to tell you you're doing something wrong, and that's the problem. Don't be scared of constructive criticism. Take stuff for what it is, and it's stuff that you don't want, leave it. I say that all the time. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Okay, so if someone is telling you something and it hurts your feelings, cool, take out of that, because I'm pretty sure something in it is could be you know feasible for you to imply into your life. Take what's for you and leave the rest. Don't pick up aggravation, don't pick up frustration, don't pick up animosity because somebody said something that you don't like. Take what's for you and leave the rest, but utilize this wisdom, because these people be knowing what they be talking about. A lot of people don't tell their family stuff because they don't want them to see their spouse in a different light. If you go and you tell your daddy that man cheated on you, you know your daddy gonna tell you to leave that man alone. You know he is, but you don't want to leave that man alone, so you're not gonna tell your family that because you don't want them to look at him in a different way. You know that once they tell them that they gonna see him for who he is. You're the problem. you're the problem. You're blinding yourself from seeing someone who they is. So now you're gonna blind your family from seeing who they is. And I'm only saying this because I've went through this myself. So I've endured years of trying to hide his image of who he was from my people, because I knew that if they see him different, it will force me to see him different, because they gonna tell me what it is, and I'm gonna have to see him for who he was. And that delayed my growth, that delayed my healing, it delayed my deliverance from being removed from a situation that was never meant for me to stay long term. You know what I'm saying? So don't let people tell you don't put your family in your business. Look, find you someone in your family who you got a close relationship to. I don't care if it's your cousin, I don't care if it's your sister or brother, I don't care if it's your mama or your daddy. Preferably, if you're a female, let it be a male, and if you're a male, let it be a female, because then they can give you sound relationship about the other sex, so that it's just not like one-sided, but they can tell you what it is. Hopefully they will, because I don't like females who let their brothers and uncles and males in their family just get away with stuff because that's your family. I hate you. You know what, Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me. I strongly dislike females like that, because I've also experienced that, which is going into my next advice. Don't be that type of woman. There's a lot of types of women to be. You can be masculine, you can be soft girl, I don't care what you be, but don't be that woman. If there's a man in your family that is doing something to a woman that you would not want done to you, call him out. Do not be that type of woman that see your brother, your homeboy, your cousin, your uncle, or your whoever it is doing something that you won't want done to you. The way that we were raised and the way that my mama raised me is that I don't care who you did it to. If it's wrong, I'm gonna call you out. Quick story time. My baby dad at the time, because I was still pregnant. I still had Nevaeh in my belly, and I was still in high school at this time. He pulled up to my house. We were in a car, we were laughing and stuff like that. I was going to introduce him to my mom and my dad and everything. We sitting in the car, we joking and laughing. He gets out the car. Now, in school, it was like really popular to have like the little flash notification. I would have never thought to check that man's phone until I seen that flash. And when I seen that flash, he got out that car. You know what I did? And did. I went through that phone. This man is literally texting another woman on the way to come see me, his baby mama. I tore that man up. And that's why I be saying, the relationship didn't just go wrong because of him. I contributed to it, maybe not as much as he did, because I feel like I was just doing it to get justice, because, you know, I was retaliating. I was getting my lick back. You want to play with my feelings, I'm going to put a knot upside your head. Sure is. And that don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right. It just makes both of us wrong, right? I went upside that man's head, pregnant and all. Mind you, my stepdad is a police officer. His police car's in the front yard. You think I cared? No. In front of the neighbors, in broad daylight, on 8th Avenue in Albany, Georgia, on the north side. You think I cared? No. I tore that man up. And I tore his car up too. You know, the black part that, like, when you close the car door, it's like that little rubber thing. It's kind of like the stuff that be on the refrigerator, that little black thing that sticks it to the door, to the door of the refrigerator. Yeah, so the car has that too. I ripped that out. I'm talking about, I tore that car up. I got all his stuff out his car, started throwing it across the yard, throwing it in my neighbor's yard. Oh yeah, snatched his key and went into my house, slammed the door. We hear a knock on the door. My mom's like, who is this? Mind you, he didn't get to meet my mom because we got to fight in the car. So my mom don't really know who this is yet. So he's like, I'm just coming to get my keys. I'm just coming to get my keys, ma'am. Miss ma'am, I don't want no trouble. I just want my keys. So my mom like, who got your keys? He was like, Taylor, she took my keys out of my car. And my mom's like, what happened? Are you okay? Because he had a little scratch right here, so he was bleeding a little bit. And my mom, she was like, Taylor, give me back his car keys right now. I'm not finna play with Patricia. I'm not finna play with that lady. She ain't finna tear me up. So I did what she said, because that's my mama. I'm not finna play with her. She ain't finna ragdoll me in this house. So I got up, like she said, and I gave him back his keys. So as I gave him his keys, he was trying to talk, and I slammed the door in his face, rolled my eyes, and walked off. My stepdaddy was happy because my stepdaddy, he did not like him. He was like, yeah, you don't need to talk to him no more. And my mom pulled me to the side. She said, Taylor, I don't know what happened. It ain't my business. And if you want me to know, that's cool, but I'm not going to ask you what happened. But what I will tell you is, don't put your hands on no man. And don't put your hands on him no more. Because if he wants to, he got every right to get you locked up for that. Now, mind you, you would think that you could tell your mom, like, Mama, he cheated on me and I beat him up, and the mom like, that's what he get. Yo, you should have done it. Not my mom. My mom didn't play that. Like, it's right and wrong with her. It's not relationship. Relationship will never come between you doing what you're supposed to do and you doing something you're not supposed to do. That's one lesson that I cherish that my mama taught me. So it extended like that to my brothers, because that's how my mama raised me. If a girl ever called my phone and tell me that my brother put his hands on her, I'm speeding to the house and dunking that nigga on his neck. Don't you ever put your hand on a woman. And you're not gonna get a pass just because you're my brother. You're not gonna get a pass just because of our relation. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Never be that type of woman that let men get past about doing some messed up stuff just because of y'all relation. If a is wrong for doing something, call him out on that. Let him know that ain't cool. Criticize that and tell him, bro, that's weird. Don't do that. Don't let a get away with doing stuff just because y'all brothers and sisters, or y'all cousins, or that's your nephew, or that's your son. Raise these men right. Y'all be weird about that. I hate that so bad. Some more advice that I would give to a younger me is do your research. If you're going to be in a relationship with a man, before you even establish being in a long-term committed relationship with someone, because you don't just get into a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship just because y'all want to mess around. Like, is this somebody that you see you want a future with? And if so, go meet that man mama. See how he act with his mama. Is he obsessed with his mama, or does he respect his mama? Does his family have long marriages in their family where they're married for a very long time? Was his mom a single mom? Not saying you shouldn't date a man that mom is a single mom. That would be real trashy and very tacky to say something like that. And we have podcasters and content creators getting up on these apps and telling women, and if he got a single mama and you need to run for the hills. That's stupid. You can't put one person experience on all men who was raised by strong black women that stepped up to the plate because another individual didn't want to. Why are we penalizing the son for that? Like, not all men are the same. A lot of them act the same, but not all men are the same. But if you know that he has a single mama, it can explain a lot of things of how he carries himself and how he acts. So that should give you insight on how to deal with certain things. So if he had a strong mother in his house, you do understand that, you know, a lot of stuff that he may have to do on his own, or he may have to step up to the plate a lot of times, and things of that sort. So understand that when he's stepping up to the plate, it isn't out of a place of trying to be possessive. It's because it was built in him. You know what I'm saying? So like, it should change. It should give you insight on what you're dealing with, and it should show you how to approach the situation. It should be like a little study guide. Don't let social media tell y'all who to date and who not to date, because that's corny. Because the moment a man get up here and say don't date a woman with kids, women be in that comment section. They be ready to tear the gate down. They be in that comment section, be ready to tear that gate down, trying to get to that man. Talking about the man mama and all this different stuff, and your mama probably big. Like, and she probably is, but you know, that's not the point. The point is, let's stop projecting bad situations or different traumas onto other people's situation, telling them how they should, you know what I'm saying? Now, what I'm doing, I'm not projecting my trauma onto you. I'm giving you sound advice. I'm just telling you things that I wish I would have known when I was younger. As I said before, I'm not telling you what to do. Take what resonates and leave the rest. That's it, okay? I don't want y'all to sit up and thinking I'm a hypocrite, because I ain't telling you to do what I'm saying. I just some of this stuff is really useful. I just hope that you pick up on some of it. You know, I ain't telling you no foolishness. You can scroll on Instagram and get foolishness all day. I'm giving you some gems, spooky. So another set of sound advice that I would recommend: listen. We gotta listen. A lot of women get up on these panels and on these podcasts and on these platforms, and we try to belittle men because, you know, we're feminine and we need a certain type of attention. And we do, because we are women and we are emotional, you know what I'm saying? But we also have to understand that these men go out here and they work hard. And then if you got yourself a beautiful black king, we don't know what's going through his mind, you know what I'm saying? With all the things they're dealing with systematic racism that they may be experiencing, with just with so many different things in life. Like, one thing we know is that men, they don't really talk like that. They don't really open up. So like, practice being his safe space. When he starts to speak, like, just listen, and just create a safe space for him. Because as I stated before, I was not always perfect in our relationship. I also contribute to the downfall of me and him not being together, and it's because I did not create a safe space for him. I was so worked up on being a solution-based person, where if you give me a problem, I want to go ahead and fix it. I want to come up with a solution to solve it. I want to be Superwoman instead of being a safe place. And there's a difference between being Superwoman and being a safe place. Sometimes they don't want to be saved. They just want somebody to listen and to hear them and to be acknowledged. They're you know how men are in their egos, so they're gonna try to find a way to figure it out. Sometimes they just want somebody to hear what they're going through. They just want to take the stuff that's bottled up in here, and they just want to get it out, and it needs a safe place to do that. So I didn't do that a lot. I was very critical when he began to open up, and I thought in my head that it was like small stuff, like, why are you worried about that? Like, that's nothing. Like, you don't need to think like that, and this is that. Like, don't say nothing. Like, just listen, because now it's to the point where it's like, well, I know that what I was thinking isn't the best, and I don't want to think that way, and you telling me that you don't need to think that way, like, you just in your own head, like, that don't make me feel safe. So I don't want to come to you and to talk about the things that I'm battling, because you're just going to tell me that everything I'm thinking is wrong, and I know that it's not right. I feel like this, and it being wrong don't change that. That's the way I feel. And sometimes they just want someone to care enough to listen, and that's a really big mistake that I made in my relationship. I did not create a safe place for him to just feel safe. I didn't make his emotions feel safe. I didn't. Any man that cheat, it was a choice. You have full control over doing that. But that's why we've seen a lot of infidelity in our relationship, because he knew he didn't want to be with another woman, but he just wanted somebody that would listen. So he would go and be with another woman because she would listen, but he would come back to me because he loved me. And I fell out of love with him because he did that, but I didn't understand that I contribute to the infidelity. When you exit out a relationship and you get into the season of isolation where you're just alone and you're by yourself, you go into your safe place with God, he starts revealing stuff to you. And one thing that God revealed to me that really bothered me and changed my whole reality of how I thought I was living and how I thought I was in a relationship, he showed me you weren't being a safe place. Was him cheating wrong? Absolutely. He should have not cheated, but we're not being a safe place. And it's hard for us women to do that, especially someone like me who had to step up at a young age. I'm like 7, 8 in the kitchen cooking eggs and toast for my little brothers and sisters because my mom was working 2 jobs and we gotta eat. Or doing hair and walking them to the bus stop, like just taking care of kids, and I was still a kid. Or taking care of other people's kids when I was just a kid. And just having to grow up fast to be a head of household with mama one day because my big brother was running the streets and being in and out of jail and causing so much stress on her, and it was a lot, you know? So my mom could always say, figure it out, you gotta figure it out, because I've always had to figure it out. And I just had to grow up fast, and it molded me to be so tough. And I lost sense of like being soft because ain't nobody create a safe space for me to be that way. So, and I neglected him of what he needed. That brings me into my last piece of advice because it's time for my baby to get up and get ready for school. But my last piece of advice is before you date yourself. Figure out what trauma is holding you back or molding you to be who you are. What are some things that you know about yourself? Like, there's some hard questions that you're going to have to ask yourself, but ask yourself those hard questions and figure it out and get an understanding of who you are and what you're dealing with and what you need to work through, and begin working on those things before trying to get into a relationship. Because if you know growing up was hard for you, there are some things that you're gonna have to fix, because it's nobody else's responsibility to heal you. You gotta do it yourself. Even those people who Jesus healed, they had to have the faith. Jesus told them, because of your faith, you are healed. He didn't say because I can do it, I'm gonna do it. He said because of your faith, which means it still takes effort on your end in order to be healed. So take a break from the pressures of social media or the pressure of, oh, I'm getting older, I need to be married, or I gotta keep up with the Kardashians and whoever the hell else is out here, and figure out who you are and what you need, and make that your priority to get it. And then once you feel whole, and then once you feel healed, and then once those wounds begin to close, then go out here, because now you have a different aspects on how you carry yourself. You're not dating out of trauma, or you're not dating out of a lack of what you didn't have. You're dating with a new mindset, new goals, new ambitions, new expectations, new boundaries. Those are so important. But yeah, I hope that you were able to get a lot out of this. Because although I play and I joke around, I mean what I said from the bottom of my heart. Keep God in the middle of everything and date yourself. With that being said, vlogs are going to be posted every Tuesday and every Sunday. Videos like this will be posted every Thursday. Hit that bell so you'll be notified every single time a video is posted. And like and subscribe to help me boost my channel, y'all. I got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Tuition is finna eat me up. Like, I need y'all to help me with getting this channel off the ground, okay? We did it before. Let's do it again. Same God right now. Same God back then. Okay, I need to stop playing for real. Thank y'all so much for y'all time. I love y'all. And bye for now. Mind you, I recorded this video like 15 times. So y'all better watch to the end. I'm sorry. That was too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind.